So hello and welcome back once again to the Out That. So carrying on with hammocks, I thought I'd show you the next one. As you've seen, that's the DDXL hammock. Big bulky beast. Excellent hammock, as you've seen up. Can't argue with it, apart from it's big and heavy. This is the Onewind Airstream. This is in my bag. And just out of comparison, that's the actual hammock, whereas most of that is actual hammock. A lot lighter. These are 11 foot long. Again, that's nearer 10. So you get the extra lie in these, and they're a nice hammock. These have the buckles on them, which is a slightly different setting. And the tree straps, picture in there, don't have, as you can see, any daisy chain bits on. They're just a complete strap, which go through the buckles, as I will show you. You've got to be careful and get them the right way around, because I've done this the wrong way around, and you end up with your backside on the floor if you're not careful. So that's one of the downsides. There are a couple of downsides to it, but on the whole the hammock itself is a brilliant bit of kit. So I'm going to put these up, show you how to put these up, and then we'll put the hammock up. So as I said, this is the Onewind, not OneTigris. Definitely a Onewind hammock. Sorry, OneTigris. Maybe I want a Onewind quilt. Now that you're listening. Welcome to sponsors. Anyway, the loop just goes there and hangs on the Carabiner. Normally you'd bring that round the tree and bring one end through it to form the tree hugger. And you simply bring that through the buckle and through the top. And it'll slide it all the way to where you want it. So these are excellent for adjustment because you can just slide them. And what they do need, you came with, is a bit of elastic around there to take the rest of the strap through. As such. Simple as that. And the way the buckles are formed, they've got a V clasp in them, and that locks in and won't go anywhere if you get them the right way around. As I said before, if you get them the wrong way around, then they can slide. So with the ends, all I do here is just bring them through and make my own loop daisy chain. So when it's hanging, so it just forms a drip chain as such. Just keeps it out of the way. So when that's adjusted and going to hang, it's just hanging in the air, forming a drip. And then the other end, you take to the other side and do the same. So we'll put that up. And you're going to hang it up like that. Simply undo the toggle on that. And then do it, and the hammock will start to come out. So I'm going to take this clip end to the other end now and do that side. So as you can see with this one, this is what they call just the Barebones hammock. And they're little clips here. Again, all elastic. And my little curtain clips. crocodile ones. Just looks like a crocodile. And I have them on every one of their fastening points to take the underquilt. And this comes with 2 accessories with it. It got the bug net, of which I'll show you next. And this is her with the bug net on, which is quite a good bug net. But this is where you get the one major flaw that comes with this hammock. They are single zips, which just unzip here and come right down and let you get in the hammock. But because these are single zips, when you get in the hammock and you put the bug net over, it's very difficult for me to show you, but I'll get in. You can reach possibly the zipper by putting a little bit of cordage on and zip it up. But what you can't do, because it is a single zip, without really struggling, and this is quite difficult to show you one-handed, is zip it right up to the top. As you can see, there's a big gap there, and I can't reach that. I would have to really wriggle around and try and get up there just to close that up. So as a bug net, that then becomes a big hole in it for the bugs to get in, which makes it pretty useless. So that is the big downer on the Onewind quilt. What it needed was, like the DD, a double zip. So Onewind, if you're listening, make the perfect hammock, put a double zip on these and they will be fantastic. And I'll even try one for you. But once you're in, you've got plenty of shielding from the midges and the bugs, but that is the biggest problem on it. So I'll show you the next cover that it has, which is rather good. It just zips on exactly the same, and it's what I call the tent cover. Has a mesh panel up this end, which is rather nice. Let's breathe. And they just zip on again up here, but again with the single zip, which makes it virtually impossible to close it right up, and you have to have cordage on it to be able to pull it down, even if you did get it right up. Otherwise you're stretching and stretching. So please, if you're listening, Onewind, make the perfect hammock, put a double zip on them. Not much to ask. And other than that, that's that set up. So let's have a look inside. So hopefully you can see in here, and you have got a lovely flat lay with this hammock. Such a comfy hammock, and it's tented in from the elements, and it makes a huge difference. And you've got the vent there, so you're breathing fine. And then the big problem right at the end again because of the zips, but it's something you have to live with on it, or they could alter it. Other than that, it is a really nice hammock. This tenting material is only thin, but it makes a big difference to the elements when the wind's coming at you, and I love it. So we've had the DD quilt out on the DD XL hammock, and personally I still think my setup that I made myself was far superior. So on the Onewind, we're going to try the OneTigris underquilt to give you even more comparison. These say there it's a 200-gram filling, rated from 5 degrees to 20 degrees, water resistant 20D ripstop nylon, and used to hammock, suitable for adults and kids. Now that in its own right should tell you something. Well, we'll see. I have used it before. It's well in there, and that's it. Bog standard underquilt. With the little S-hooks on the top and elastic again. It's pipes all the way along the edges, so the crocodile clips I've put on are going to hold it. And it just has simply them there to wrap that through. As such. So I shall put this up and let you have a look. There she is up. The OneTigris underquilt. Available from all of them lovely places online that you all know about. And quite simply, crocodile clipped on. Just a couple of S-hook carabiners on the elastic, and she's going nowhere. And the same with this end. There's the S-hook carabiner up round there. Oh, and I didn't mention, I think these are called Bishop's bags. This is what the hammock folds back into, just for reference, if I get it right. And over the tops of the zips of these is these little storm flappy things to seal the zip. But again, they'd have been better a little bit longer and maybe velcroed. So another hint for you, Onewind. And definitely double zips. And so does. And opens out. And that's the OneTigris underquilt on her. So because it was cold the other night, I thought I'd try a different sleeping arrangement this evening and use one of my older bags. Had it a long while, can't remember where it came from. It says it's a Storm Shield X 1500. Temperature rating is down to -5. Bag weight 1.5 kilos. It's a polymer lining. It's 230 long, 80 wide, 55 at the foot. And that's that rascal. Like I said, I've had this a long time. It's not a bad little sleeping bag. Good waterproof sack it comes in as well, one of the old solid ones. You can feel the thickness of the material on it. And there she is, grey and black. The Storm Shield X 1500. Got a baffle in it. Red lining, a stringed hood, so that brings it round as well, and Velcro fasteners. So that's not a bad bag on its own. But because it was cold, I'm not giving up this time. I'm going to use this little beauty. This was bought off a ex-military site a long while back. I don't know if you can still get them or not. They're actually a fleece liner. Can't remember, I think they were possibly Dutch. but it is just a pure fleece liner. So with that in there, I'm not getting cold at all. And they're a wonderful thing. You can wash them, and for winter camping and that, they really keep you warm. And another mod I've made on that, I don't know if you can see there, but it zips up all the way. Now in the night that zip has tendencies to, as most zips do. So a little carabiner through where the cord is in there, and clip that in when you get in, and the zip stays up and won't travel down. So that's just my little tip for using that, and it works. So I shall set them up, show you all set up, and we'll give her a go tonight. Well, there I am, all set up for tonight. Most important thing on the floor there, I'm sure you can see, attached to a cord to the zip. And the bags are all in there, all set up, opened up, ready. I've got a bit of water in my drinks carrier in case I get thirsty. The torch is there for some daylight. And the little thermometer, which I'm not sure how accurate they are, but should give us an idea on outside temperatures. And that just goes to the end there, dangling outside. So all ready for this evening. I shall be back to you. Hello, I'm actually in the hammock, in the Onewind, with the tent roof stuff on. I've got a comfy lay across it. I'm in my sleeping bags, all set up for the night, and about ready for bed. It's about 20 past 11. So I'm going to check the temperature and I'll see you in the morning. Hopefully. Let's just try and have a look at the temperature. Oh, I can grab all that. Wriggly little thing it is. Let's see what she's saying. 3.3 degrees C. So a little bit colder tonight, and yet I don't feel it in here. And there you go. But it has been an exceptionally hot, clear day, so I'm expecting it to be cold this evening. That surprised me. 3.3. Like I said before, not sure how accurate this thing is. Should be fairly accurate, I suppose, because it's for a fish tank originally. But it gives us an idea of the temperature. So, I'm going to bed now. Night. So, this morning I've made a little bit of a cock-up. I woke up and I was desperate for the loo. And I'm not used to all this filming stuff yet and all that kind of thing, so I rushed out to the bathroom and forgot to film everything that I'd been doing in the hammock. But I slept in the hammock. If anything, I was too hot. Most of the night I had this vented open. Not quite like that, but the zip undone, at least down to here, letting some air in. The one thing I will say is this sleeping bag, it's tight for my shoulder length at 80 centimetres. I need a 90 or 100. So I was tight in there. That's probably one of the reasons I was so hot in the liner. As I already knew anyhow, the tent side of this keeps you warm. The OneTigris Underquilt, cracking little underquilt, didn't have a problem with that. But I am in the sleeping bag again, so maybe if I was in a quilt, it'd be a different matter. Other than that, yeah, it's a good setup, worked well, and the next one I'm going to try will be the Crewer. So join me to have a look at that, because that's an interesting bit of kit. See you later, back in the outback.